Good morning everybody, welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great and welcome to this new video right here on XRP, which finally has some volume again. However, it's volume in the wrong direction. And that's bad news. I mean, yesterday we already spoke about this being a possibility. Now, in all fairness, which if you know my videos, I try to be honest at all times. Yesterday I did think it was most likely that we would actually hold the reclaim that we secured over the course of Thursday morning, right? Thursday morning we broke back above 2.26 right here, with decent volume. We already said back then that this volume isn't great, but technically it looks pretty fine, and we held that breakout until the afternoon. But then we saw some exceptional, or exceptional was the wrong word, but some unexpected selling pressure, a very strong selling pressure as well, during the US session yesterday, and that pushed XRP down lower. And this was something we spoke about yesterday as well, right? We spoke about yesterday that, it is a possibility that we'll push down once more and then reclaim. However, I said, I don't think that's most likely. And ultimately, that is what happened, right? So was I right? Was I wrong? In the end, I think I was closer to being wrong, but I did try to prepare you for something like this. However, I do think that the circumstances have changed a little bit. And the main reason for why I say that is that, all right, well, this move in itself was a scenario we spoke about, and a scenario that was always possible. However, I think the structure and the setup for the markets have changed, all right? And then I'm talking mostly about Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin, for the first time since the start of this rally, right? So then I'm talking about, what is it? Like the 11th of April, so 1.5 months ago, for the first time, we've dropped down below the 4-hour trend with volume. And that's significant, right? I mean, if that doesn't happen in the entire move from, what is it, like 80 something, from 81 all the way up to new all-time highs at 112, we never break down below the 4-hour trend with volume, and now we do. You have to take that into account, right? And XRP itself at this point of time, look, I started the video with a bit of a joke that XRP finally has volume. It's volume while pushing down, right? And you can see that the candle afterwards was also still bearish. So is this a volume you want? No. And ultimately, look, XRP on the higher time frames, I think will hold, and I think XRP on the higher time frames is going to be fine. However, on the lower time frames, I don't think XRP on its own has the strength to bounce up, or to reclaim some sort of a bullish structure when Bitcoin does not. And at this point of time, it seems unlikely that Bitcoin is going to be able to reclaim a bullish structure. So therefore, I have to turn more bearish on XRP and say that, all right, well, we drop down below our main support at 2.25, 2.28. I think this is a real breakdown, all right? And that is what I will settle with right now. Now, it is a possibility, just like yesterday, it was a possibility, because in the end, everything in crypto is possible. I would prefer it to be different as well, and I would love to tell you this is going to happen. That's the only thing that can happen. But no, crypto is volatile, right? And most of you know that. Like, is it a possibility that we break back above 2.27 here and that we rally into 2.4? Yes. Will I be ready for that? Yes, but it's only possible if we see Bitcoin reclaiming 107,000, and that, at this point of time, seems like the unlikely scenario. All right, so therefore I'd say, XRP, if we zoom out, we have massive support all the way from 2.15 down to 2.05, so I do think that level is going to hold. And I might even go as far as saying that 2.05 actually looks like a great buying area. But for now, I do think it is most likely that we will stay at that area, and therefore potentially also push down a little bit lower. And that's a great green arrow for a move down. But something like this, and then stability, because I do think, like I said, I do think XRP is going to be able to hold support and get some stability afterwards. But something like this seems most likely. So I'll definitely keep you updated on that. My apologies for my analysis yesterday. Could I have known in hindsight? Maybe, because of the volume with the reclaim that was low, but ultimately I think the move yesterday caught a lot of people off guard. And obviously you watch these videos to not be caught off guard by moves like that, but I'm not perfect either. So my apologies for that, but for now, Hopefully this helps. I've been correct, by the way, on XRP for most of the moves in the last month, right? So can I be wrong? Of course, but I think in general these videos still have provided much more value than they have not. But that's it for now. Have a great day. I'll see you on my next videos. Take care and bye.